So again, this is the fourth vulnerability, and we're going to finish this part tonight. So from here, Carol's in my close guard. If he's making rib cage control, okay, I'll be swimming my hands inside, pulling with my knees. What's my goal? My goal is to get his hands on the mat. Once I get his hands on the mat, I open my legs and I'll use the connection of my legs on his hips to shrimp onto my side, and we get into the clamp position where I'm bringing one knee behind Carl's right armpit and my foot's going on the hip, and the second knee comes in front and I'm making wedges here, so I'm pinching. So we've looked at how to keep this, how to keep the angle. We've looked at triangle choke, we've looked at different jujikatamis, the arm bars. Sometimes when you're going for what we did last time and I try to bring this up onto my shoulder, Carl might decide to defend it by turning his arm in. The second he does that, I keep elbow control. I'm just going to smash my left leg to the mat. Okay? My goal is to keep his shoulder towards the mat, and now I'm coming up on my elbow. The battle for the omoplata is head positioning. Carl wants his head above mine, posture bro. I want mine above his. And breaking that down, it's I want to try and get his shoulder to the mat as much as I can. I've seen a lot of this going for omoplatas and making triangles. The problem with that is, the minute I get into this position, Carl's just going to posture. And my base is just the width of my triangle. So we want to thinking about when I get into this whole clamp position here, rather than making a triangle like this, I'm physically just going to swipe, crescent kick my leg to the mat with elbow control. So it's that, and I spread my legs out. So now my base is bigger than the width of my ass, which is not big by the way, but a space between my legs. That makes sense? So not only have I head height, whereby my head's higher than Carl's, if Carl tries to posture from here, all my weight's on that shoulder. Now the battle for the omoplata is trying to keep his shoulder down there. So I'm extending my legs, turning my legs back. Okay. Now it's traditionally taught whereby my hips are on the mat. Now Carl's one of these freaks that is just super flexible from here. So once I find that far lapel, look how far I actually have to go forward to try and finish this. Have to be very, very difficult. Finish from there. Again, and we've always been taught to go cross-sectional towards this elbow, this far shoulder. I think a better way of doing it, so let's just say Carl makes grips this time, so I'll make the cross grip from underneath. When I look behind me to break that grip and I swim my hand inside, I get into the clamp. Maybe his arm is sort of half straight, I can just go straight into the omoplata, so I'm smearing this down. The other thing is, Carl might try to hang on to this bottom leg, so that's easy remedied by just driving my leg into this foot so we can kick this out. So then the battle is getting from here into the omoplata. So think about extending my legs, finding that far lapel, and now from there I'm going to curl my left foot back so my calf's chopping in to Carl's shoulder, but I find the elbow and I bring my other leg back so the side of my foot's on the mat, and I lift my hip and I make a wedge whereby I connect my thigh to Carl's tricep here. Okay. Now we talked about when we were playing the arm bar how I want to put tension in the arm if I want to finish with an arm lock. Now there's a lot of tension in Carl's arm. So now from this position, instead of going cross-sectional towards his shoulder, I'm going to go straight forward, as if I'm trying to bend his arm behind the back. The problem now is Carl's wrist is like on the back of his gi there, and there's a lot of friction stopping that. So the detail is, I physically lift my hip up, and now I just lean forward. Look how much more tighter that is compared to me having to do this. It's very loose. Carl's arm is very limp. There's no tension in it. Where I want to make a wedge here, that's the detail on the omoplata. And when we finish closed guard mesocycle, guys, the next mesocycle will be on the omoplata. So don't worry if you don't get all the details on that. Let's just concentrate on the transition from the clamp to the omoplata. So we make grips this time. I make the cross grip. I pull with my knees to break that grip. Cut an angle. So I'm here. Okay. And now from that position, I find that elbow and I smash this leg over. If he's hanging on my bottom leg, I'm extending and I'm here. Okay. And now it's all about the battle for head height. Carol wants the posture. Okay. I want to keep my head higher. Sometimes I'll come from an elbow to the hand. Okay. And then I'll extend my legs out. Find elbow control. Find this. There'll always be the battle of him trying to get his shoulder off the mat. So when I curl back my first foot, I want my calf making tension on the shoulder. When I bring back my second leg, it's the inside, big toe side comes flat, and then I lift my hip and I put the ball of my foot on the mat, and I put my thigh underneath his tricep here. So I'm actually making a wedge. There's a lot more tension in Carl's arm now. And now to actually finish the omoplata, I kind of walk backwards a little bit, which lifts my hips. Now Carl's wrist isn't on the back of his lapel, and then it's just very little movement to actually get it, because I put tension in the arm. Does that make sense? So, let's partner up guys and do that.